Hello friends, in this video we will cover one of the most important aspect of the GST law, that is time of supply. As apparent from its name, it will help us to determine the time when we have supplied our goods or services. The question arises that why is it important to determine the time of supply? It is important because it shall determine when our liability to pay tax will arise. इन शॉर्ट हम कह सकते हैं कि सप्लाई कब हुई है और टैक्स कब भरना है. Here we shall cover time of supply of goods and services in the following three manner. First, supply of goods or services under normal scenario. Second, supply on which tax is payable under reverse charge. Third, supply with respect to vouchers. We now see the most common scenario, that is supply of goods or services under the normal case. The time of supply shall be the earliest of the following. 1. Date of issue of invoice. 2. Last date on which the supplier is required to issue invoice as per section 28. 3. Date on which payment is entered in his books. 4th, date on which payment is credited to his bank account. We now discuss section 28 as mentioned in point 2. If a person is supplying taxable goods, he shall issue a tax invoice either before or at the time of removal of goods where the supply involves movement of goods, else delivery of goods or making it available to the recipient. However, in case of services, the last date to issue invoice is either before the provision of service or after the provision of service, but within 45 days in case of a banking company and 30 days in any other case. We now see a small illustration. Let's assume invoice is issued for Rs 5,000 on June 22nd, 2016. Further, the date on which payment is entered in the books of accounts is June 30th, 2016. The date on which payment is credited to the bank account is June 28th, 2016. Due date of issue of invoice under section 28 is July 1st, 2016. Applying the above rule in the example, the time of supply in this case would be June 22nd, 2016. Let's assume the last date on which the supplier is required to issue invoice as per section 28 is June 20th, 2016. The time of supply in this case would change to June 20th, 2016. We now discuss time of supply of supplies on which tax is payable under reverse charge. The time of supply shall be the earliest of 1. Date of receipt of goods. 2. Date on which payment is entered in his books. 3. Date on which payment is credited to his bank account. Or 4th, date immediately following 30 days from the date of issue of invoice. In case of services, the time of supply shall be the earlier of 1. Date on which payment is made, or 2. The date immediately following 30 days from the date of issue of invoice by the supplier. Where it is not possible to determine the time of supply under any of the case, the time of supply shall be the date of entry in the books of accounts of the recipient of supply. We now discuss time of supply with respect to vouchers. In case of supply of vouchers by whatever name called by a supplier, the time of supply shall be the date of issue of voucher if the supply is identifiable at that point, or the date of redemption of vouchers in any other case. Suppose a famous hair art studio issues a voucher for haircut worth Rs 1000. In this case, we know the supply for which the voucher is issued. Hence, the supply is identifiable, therefore covered in case A. On the other hand, if a general multi-purpose voucher is issued, We do not know the nature of supply for which the voucher is issued, hence covered in case B. In case it is still not possible to determine the time of supply as per discussions held till now, the time of supply shall be in case where a periodical return is required to be filed, the date on which such return is filed, or in any other case, the date on which the CGST or SGST is paid. Kindly contact us for any professional advice related to GST. If you like our video, kindly subscribe to our channel. Thank you.